Yes, guys, welcome back to another video, and today we've got the Tuesday gossip column review. And just quickly, I'm looking at myself now on the screen. Do I look a little bit like GVARDIOL? I don't know, I feel like I look a little bit like GVARDIOL. Let me know in the chat, in the comment section. Let's get straight into it then, guys. Bayern Munich are planning to make a second offer to Tottenham for their England striker, Harry Kane. That's from Sky Sports in Germany. This is a really interesting one, guys, because of course we've spoke about this at length many times, but if Bayern Munich come in with like a £90 million bid, that's going to really test Daniel Levy and Spurs. Are they going to let him go? Because for me, if they keep him, I've said this many times, if they keep him, they've got a chance at top four. If they don't keep him, top four's a rip. They ain't going to get it. Bayern Munich also, I think, need him. They've struggled in the Champions League. Quarter-final, 3 years on the bounce. I do think they need someone like Harry Kane to come in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Manchester City are preparing their opening bid for Croatia defender Josko Gvardiol after beginning talks with Leipzig. That's from ESPN. Rumour has it this morning, coming out from Fabrizio Romano, that Manchester City have offered €75 million, basically, as a verbal deal, but that has been rejected. Obviously, Leipzig want to make Gvardiol the most expensive player, or the most expensive defender, I should say, in world football. City going to have to increase that bid quite a bit, actually, to get him over the line. But we know he wants to come to City. We know City want him. I do think this is going to get done. It might drag out a little bit longer. City might just negotiate. Liverpool's England midfielder Jordan Henderson and Chelsea striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are two of the possible signings being linked to Al Ettifaq after the Saudi club appointed Steven Gerrard as their new manager. That's from the Daily Mail. I'm sure most of you have seen that video, Steven Gerrard being announced as the manager. I think Jordan Henderson, he's lifted the trophy now, he's lifted the Prem, he's lifting the Champions League, he's 33. I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to go and get that big cash. PSG are pushing to beat Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester City to the signing of Spanish midfielder Gabri Veiga from Celta Vigo. That's from The Guardian. Yeah, I think City are not going for Gabri Veiga. I think if City wanted Gabri Veiga, we would have had Gabri Veiga by now. He's got a release clause, it's relatively cheap, and he seems like a City player. So I think if they wanted him, they'd get him, and I don't think they want him. Chelsea have held talks with Southampton over a potential deal for their former right-back Tino Livramento. Southampton value the England under-21s defender, who is also being chased by Newcastle, at £38 million. Okay, that's from the Daily Mail. That's interesting, that fee there, because if you remember, I think the first time we spoke about Livramento on one of these gossip columns, I think the fee was around £15 million that was being quoted. Now, that explains why Newcastle have pulled out of this deal, because that 38 million quid is too expensive. I think 20 million, 22, 23 probably is fair. I think 38 is nowhere near reasonable, and that explains to me why Newcastle have pulled out of the deal. Liverpool have moved ahead of Chelsea in the race to sign Belgian midfielder and former Manchester City Academy graduate Romeo Lavia, and are preparing an opening offer for the 19-year-old, who Southampton have valued at £50 million. That's from TalkSport. Let me know, guys, should City get rid of Calvin Phillips and bring in Lavia? I'm seeing a lot of people saying City should be on this Lavia buyback. City should, I know it's not technically a buyback clause, but buying back from Southampton and get rid of Calvin Phillips. I think that's going to be one that sort of splits opinion. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know in the chat, what do you think? Should City go in for Lavia, or are we going to lose him to Liverpool? Arsenal are ready to make a move for Southampton's Lavia once they conclude a deal to bring in England midfielder Declan Rice from West Ham. So that's from the Times. So more competition there. So it looks like there's 3 teams in for Lavia. Maybe City could go in from as well, making 4. Manchester United are close to completing 25-year-old England striker Marcus Rashford's contract extension as they continue to try to sign Eintracht Frankfurt's France forward Randall Kolo Muani, as well as 20-year-old Denmark striker Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta. That's from the Daily Mail. Yeah, so Rashford's going to be on like £400,000 a week, which is ridiculous. Kolo Muani is a good player. I think we all agree with that. Højlund, they want 60 million quid though, apparently, at Atalanta. And I just think, is that not a bit expensive? Let me know what you think in the chat. Al Nassr have made a lucrative offer to Cameroon and Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana, who is also a target for Manchester United. That's from CBS. United just need to stop messing around and go and get Onana. I spoke about it at length in previous videos, so I'm not going to go over it again. But if he does decide to go to Saudi Arabia, wow, geez. Arsenal and Switzerland midfielder Granit Xhaka will complete a £20 million move to Bayer Leverkusen this week. That's from The Sun. I spoke about this a few times, but I do think that Arsenal should keep hold of him. Well, I know he might want to move on, but you just got back in the Champions League. I think they should try and convince Xhaka to stay. I think losing him for 20 million I don't think that's a good deal. I think they need to keep him, keep that squad depth. I'm not sure. I spoke to Dan Potts, who does the 12-man podcast, and he's on Arsenal Fan TV about this, and he said he doesn't think that their squad is actually getting better in terms of depth. And one of the reasons is they're losing Granit Xhaka, so I do think they need to reassess that decision. Everton have told Almeria that they're interested in meeting El Bilal Touré's release clause of €40 million at £34 million, although Fulham could make a move for the Mali forward if they sell Serbia striker Alexander Mitrovic this summer. Okay, that's fairs. We know that Everton need to move for a striker, so let's see if they get that done. Chelsea's Christian Pulisic will turn down a move to Lyon this summer, as the USA winger would prefer to join AC Milan after agreeing a deal in principle with this Serie A club. Yeah, we heard yesterday that Pulisic could move to Lyon, however, understandably he wants to move to AC Milan. Women's Super League champions Chelsea are set to sign England keeper Hannah Hampton on a free transfer after the 22-year-old left Aston Villa following the expiry of her contract. Newcastle are exploring a potential summer move for Sporting Lisbon's Portugal centre-back Gonçalo Inácio. That's 21 years old. That's from Football Insider. Okay, interesting. Brighton are interested in a move to sign Ghana attacking midfielder Mohamed Kudus from Ajax. Well, this is obviously going to be something really interesting because Brighton, they've lost McAllister. They're going to probably lose Caicedo. They're going to have to reinvest. They're going to have to get these signings correct and make them good moves. Is this the man to do that? Liverpool could face competition from Bayern Munich for the signing of France midfielder Khéphren Thuram, who's 22 from Nice. That's from Foot Mercato. Well, apparently, I think I've seen it on Twitter that Liverpool have now pulled out the move to sign Thuram and they're going balls deep for Romeo Lavia. So we'll have to see if that is true. Tottenham are trying to agree a deal to sign Longley on a 3-year contract from Barcelona, having had the France defender on loan last season. Terrible move from Spurs. Proper Spursy move. Why don't Spurs just go out there and sign a proper centre-back, guys? Someone who knows how to defend. Tottenham are also edging closer to sign Wolfsburg's Dutch defender Mickey van der Ven. That's from 90 minutes. They've been linked with Van der Ven a lot. Apparently it's going to cost 25 million quid. I'm not really seeing too much of him. Apparently he's meant to be a very good ball-playing defender. I still think Spurs need just a very good defender, like a Ruben Diaz type player in there. We'll see. Wolves are open to selling 26-year-old English defender Max Kilman this summer, despite rejecting an offer from Napoli. Yeah, it was a big offer as well. We did this yesterday, spoke about Max Kilman. It was a big offer. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like 35 million. Chelsea want to sell Callum Hudson-Odoi this summer, with Nottingham Forest amongst the favourites to sign the England winger from Football Transfers. We spoke about Hudson-Odoi a lot recently. Real shame about his career. Manchester City are willing to offer Atletico Madrid €15 million for 23-year-old Spanish winger Rodrigo Riquelme, who spent last season on loan with City's sister club Girona. That's from Mundo Deportivo. Mike Maine, BBC Manchester presenter, has come out and said he doesn't believe that this is true and City don't want him. So we'll have to see on that one. Another Manchester City player, Callum Doyle, is being linked with a move to Leicester City. That's from The Athletic. Obviously, Callum Doyle had a great season last year with Coventry City. Leicester City have obviously Manchester City's old assistant manager. This makes sense. And it's a big season again for Callum Doyle. He's starting to attract big attention. We'll have to see how he gets on. Last couple now, Bordeaux expect Josh Meyer to leave the club as the England-born striker is now a free agent and has not responded to the offer of a 1-year extension. That's from L'Equipe. And finally, English forward Theo Walcott has been training with Reading following his departure from Southampton and is close to joining the League One side on a free transfer. So if we look at the main ones there, guys, it's Harry Kane and Josko Gvardiol. Let me know about Kane. What do you think he should be doing? Do you think he should stay? Do you think he should go? Do you think Tottenham should sell him? Because if they sell him, top four's a rip. They're not going to get top four without Harry Kane. So it is a big decision. And Manchester City do look like we're getting closer and closer to the signing of Josko Gvardiol. Will we get this deal done? I think we will, but it might take a little bit longer than some people are anticipating. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. As always, please make sure you do like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're 70 subscribers away now from 3,000 subscribers. So if you're liking these daily videos, make sure you subscribe. Only 30% of viewers of the channel are subscribed to the channel. So if people subscribed, we'd hit it no problem. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.